Hey heroes, Sandman 2 is nearly finished airing. It comes out on Wednesday, so we wanted to, in preparation for it, talk about season 1, which I finally got Lucas to watch with season two's imminent arrival.
I'm sorry.
Uh, so let's start right off the bat. Like, what took you so long and was it worth it?
All right. So what took me so long? I watched the first two episodes, like right when it came out. I never read the comic or the graphic novel, rather.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. I just didn't have like a lust for the character. You know what I mean? So like, I guess like I just got like caught up doing other things, and then by the time like I just forgot it was a thing, and then like you're like season 2 is coming out. Watch season 1. And I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. Uh,
But you blasted through it pretty quick,
I
though.
did. I
It's
did
it's a
blast through it.
testament to how good it is,
I
though, in
blasted
my
through it.
opinion.
I have highs and I have lows, right?
Yeah.
So like probably some of my lows like right off the bat. You know the type of like enjoyer of this stuff that I am. So
Yeah.
like right off the bat, like there there was very little action,
Mhm.
but there was also because like in my mind I compare it to like Loki season 2, where like there wasn't a lot of action, but there was a lot of like special effects. There was a lot of like visually like grabbing things that kind of made up for the lack of action. Where in this one,
Mhm.
it felt very Star Wars esque, where there was like very long stretches of dialogue, long stretches of exposition. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm. Which
that
is
mixed
fair.
with like very little amounts of special effects. I would have really liked to see him more as the Sandman. We get to see him
Mhm.
travel and like use his sand very, very minimally. I
Yeah.
think if there was more of that, I could have gotten past the no action part a lot easier.
I will
But
say
since it was like
the
no action, no special effects, lots of dialogue, it just was like too much for me.
That's fair. That's fair. What's interesting is one of my highs is the visuals, and one of my lows is the visuals
It's in yeah,
because in the dream world, whenever he's in the dream world, it looks beautiful. It looks
yeah.
amazing. The
The
House
like
of Mysteries, the
castle,
House of
the like
Secrets,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
castle,
Mhm.
the gargoyles.
Yeah.
Those all look. Whenever he's in the dreaming,
It
everything
almost
is
feels like that's where all
really
the budget went.
exactly. And because going along with visuals, it being a Netflix show, they had to cut corners from other areas. Like, for instance, the throne room in hell, Lucifer's throne room. There's nothing in it.
Very minimal
It's
set.
there's nothing in it. Yeah.
Extraordinarily minimal set.
Another big thing that, like, honestly, in my opinion, and I'm certain you agree with it, the worst episode of the season by far is the diner episode. And those
Yes.
are those kind of episodes are what are called bottle episodes, which it's meant to take place in basically a single location to
Hmm.
save money.
Right, right,
It's
right.
one
Totally.
one
Hmm.
small crew in one location, and it's
I
a very
liked the
low budget
episode until like 15 minutes in. And then they should have like
Mhm,
moved on. They or maybe at the very least had a compelling storyline B to follow.
mhm.
That so like you weren't just in that diner, just dialogue, just like kind of like the same dialogue cycling like two or three times over until like and I get the
Here's
point of it, because he was kind of like
yeah.
driving everyone mad with truth, like
Mhm.
in the diner. So like I got the point of it, but like 45 minutes was just too long of it, bro. Like
Yeah, I think they
one
should have
thing that
done
they
what
like
they
got lucky too is that actor is phenomenal. And if he
David Thewlis,
yeah,
yeah.
and if he wasn't so phenomenal, like that episode, bro, might be one of like the worst episodes of TV. If it wasn't like because of how good he is and like entertaining he is.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Bad.
But some of my other highs I would say would be the writing and the casting, which again, ironically, casting is also one of my lows because the Sandman casting, no one he's virtual unknown. I had never seen anything that he was in.
Fantastic,
He's
dude. I
incredible.
love him in this.
Uh,
He's also one of my
Rose,
highs, just him specifically.
Rose, a virtual unknown, one of my lows.
Like
You know,
Lyda,
like
Hector.
Lyda,
So
Hector.
like on my lows here, like I have dialogue writing, which is really interesting because
Hmm.
like what I agree with you that the writing of the show is really good because like the writing of the show is Neil Gaiman, right? So like
Yeah,
it's good in the sense that they're like basically almost there's like a lot of scenes like that you've pointed out to me that it's
just
nearly
ripped
verbatim.
straight from the
You know what I mean?
comic.
Like
Yeah.
um but the dialogue writing, man, I didn't like it at all. there was very few bits of dialogue that I thought were really, really like, man, that was like good. It all just felt either just like base level, like every show should have at least this level of dialogue writing if it's like being watched by people, and then like or like under. Like
Yeah.
there was one moment that I have in my highs for dialogue writing, and it was between Dream and Death. I really loved
Hmm.
that beginning like 15 minutes of the episode where she's convincing him of like staying alive, essentially, like his purpose, like why it's beautiful to like live in your purpose.
Well, and that they exist for humanity, not the
Right.
other way around.
Really
Like,
love that. That coupled with like the like exposition of how she was like meeting the people that were dying
mhm.
as she's explaining this to him. That was like genius. Whoever's brain baby that was, like who like
Again, that's
that was really good.
genuinely ripped straight from the comics. That whole
Then like
sequence is
yeah,
almost
then hell
verbatim
yeah,
and
it's
scene
so
wise,
good.
panel for panel.
It's so
It's
good. I love the
the
way
Hive.
she like meets like the dead. Like I forget exactly what she says, but she's like sometimes like all they need is like a friendly face and someone to be
Yeah,
like follow me,
an
you know.
understanding.
And
Yeah,
like
smile and a friendly face.
she's very like unemotional when she approaches them, but at the same time like she's so like warm and
She has so
open
much
and like
compassion,
yes, like it's I really
which is which
that's like one of my
it's
favorite
ironic.
parts of the whole like season is
Hmm.
that like bit between them. It was my
And
first
it
high that I wrote down.
for me too, like what I love about it is how it turns the concept of death on its head, where like
Yes.
that my favorite line in the whole show so far is the line where he goes, every night they enter your realm without any fear, but they fear the sunless lands. They don't want to go to my
Right.
domain.
Right.
And
Right.
he
Right.
and his response is, and yet I am far more terrible than you. And that's fully true. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a great,
Yeah.
that line right there. And I'm glad you bring up that episode, because that, in my opinion, is the top episode of the season, of the series so
Agreed.
far, is
Because it's
episode
the same
6.
one with Hob, right? That's the same one with Hob
Yes,
Gadling.
yes. And to bring it back to the diner, they could have done this same layout in the diner episode where half of it was one story,
Agreed.
half of it
Yes,
was
that's what they
another,
should
and it
have
would
done.
have been way better.
That's what they should have done.
Like, but to move on, Hob Gadling is one of
Oh,
my favorite
dude, I
characters in
love that.
comics. It's one of
I
my favorite
love that.
characters in the show.
I love
It's
when
great.
he's like, "What? Are you kidding me? Like, I have so much to live for."
After 80
After just
years of being
complaining of like the worst possible life. Like, I love that, bro. Because I was certain, because like I didn't read the comics, so I was certain he was gonna be like, kill me, and
Mhm.
that dream wasn't gonna do it, and they were gonna, and that was gonna like become like a plot point. But
Yeah.
nah, dude, he just completely turned it. And it was just like, what, dude? Like, no, like, give me another 100 years, dude. I'll be king again.
Yeah, he's like, it'll come back around. Cycles, it happens.
Love that. I really,
Yeah,
really like that. I
I
like how
really
he
enjoyed that.
in the very first one, he talks about like the wonders of seeing how like the world changes and like how like
He's like, chimneys.
like
It's like, we
encapsulated
used to
by it.
just, our eyes
Exactly.
were watering from
Yes.
the smoke.
He's like
Like,
it's so cool to him. And then like to see him in the modern day where he's like driving that car, like my first thought was like this must be just like the coolest thing to him.
even
Like,
a
you
hundred
know what I mean?
years after it was invented, he's probably like, God, he's been alive 700 years. He's probably
He's
still
like,
like,
this is
Jesus Christ,
so
this is
sick.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really
I
love the
love that,
concept of
he
Hob
bought the
Gadling.
inn too. Like, he
Yep,
bought the
yep.
inn and was
Hmm.
just waiting for his friend to come back. Ah,
Yeah, I love
just
that
gets
friend
me.
bit. I love
Yeah.
I when I was watching, I was like, God damn it, Dream. When he like gets mad at him for calling him his friend,
Yeah.
which
Do you
like
think one is eye needs
yeah, which I
companionship?
I do
Yeah.
get it though, because like like the ego on like the Endless must be extremely high, right?
Yeah.
Like they must have like all huge egos in their own right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but then like when he comes back and he's like, I'm sorry that I kept my friend waiting, and like in my head canon, I don't know if there's any parts about this in the comic where when he's trapped, that like the day came and he felt extraordinarily guilty because he knew the way that he left it, and then like now he's like missing their like meetup. So like knowing in his head like now Hob must really think I hate him.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that gets me a little bit.
yeah. That honestly would have been better than what they did in both the show and the comic. As far as I remember, is the comic, but which is like when she mentions it in the show, and he's like, hobgaddling, like he had
Right,
forgotten.
yes,
Like
yes.
it should have been like a priority. Like I
Yeah.
have my helm back, my shit is rebuilt.
I need to
I'm gonna go see Hob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked that as
Great
well.
character. Another great casting and character choice was Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer.
Agreed. I don't
That
really know
was
how they're portrayed in the comic again, but like I can't picture
it's
it not her.
David Bowie. It's David Bowie. If
Oh,
if
hell
it,
yeah.
if this show would have been made 30 years ago, it would have been David Bowie. That's I'm pretty sure
That's good.
if I'm yeah, like he looks like the Lucifer looks just like
That would
that,
have been cool.
like yeah. But I thought Gwendolyn Christie did an amazing job
Yeah, she
with
was awesome.
just
Dude,
portraying
what's it called? The Oldest Game?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
So
that
sick.
was sick. That was another one of my big highs. Was
Mhm.
The Oldest Game. That was awesome. Like again, I don't know if that's from the comics or if that's in
Yeah,
like
it is.
natural
The only difference is that he doesn't fight Lucifer. They wanted her to have more screen time, Gwendolyn Christie, I assume. That he fights the one he challenges is the one that he like fights against.
Oh, like that Celebrimbor or whatever his name
yeah, whatever his name is, yeah. That is a Lord of the Rings guy, I think.
Celebrimbor, yeah, did I just pull that out of absolutely nowhere?
What's funny is it's not out of nowhere because his name is like Chorazon or Karazhan or
yes, there you go. Oh man, that's crazy. It's crazy work. That's crazy work.
That's good stuff.
All right,
yeah,
so
while that set wasn't the best, that scene was really well done.
Yes.
But,
so like that's another one of my big highs. Another one of my big highs was the Corinthian.
Oh,
awesome.
The dreams in general,
like,
the errant
teeth.
dreams. Yeah.
So scary, dude. that actor, bro. Okay, dude. Follow me. I have a little bit of a tangent to go on. That actor needs to play Gambit.
Boyd Holbrook? Yes.
Yes, dude. Is that his name? Please,
yes.
Marvel, what are you doing with Channing Tatum?
Charming Taint Man is
I
what
was
you're
gonna say it, bro. I was gonna say it. It's in my freaking brain, dude. What are we doing with Channing Tatum, dude, when this guy exists? I've seen him in 2 things now. Or 3, because he was in Narcos. That, Sandman, and Logan. Every one of those roles, he's so suave. He's so Gambit, bruh.
Especially with this one, with the Sandman.
Yes,
he's
dude.
dripping in Riz.
Dude, like, oozing it. Just oozing it. He looks so
love that
good.
it doesn't
His
matter.
Smile, bro, every time he was on screen, I saw Gambit. I can't imagine being like a casting director and not feeling this way. It is crazy to me. Please, if you agree with us, get in the comments. Let's make this happen, bro. Because
we need to write some letters.
Him in the trench coat. Can you just imagine it, bro? The suave, like
I can.
He has
the
headpiece,
everything.
Like, dude.
What's interesting about that?
Perfect, bro.
I love that you bring up the smile because in the Sandman, every scene, whenever anyone is even a little bit questioning, he flashes that smile and they immediately are like, okay.
In which case, he's the perfect casting choice for the Corinthian.
Yeah.
Because, like, I am a pretty confidently semi-straight man. And that smile, bro. He could get away with whatever he wanted. I'd just be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I'll be like, what are you, a demon? Yeah, all right, I love you.
Oh, you are? Okay, that's fine.
You're like, what are you, some kind of demon? All right, come on in.
I mean, there's a few things that, like, going along with that, like, there's a few things about this show that are true gripes. You know, like, the fact that they had almost, because it was Netflix, it's gonna all
I really feel like
back around
if it wasn't a Netflix show, this show could have been like, if this was like a Max show
or an Apple show
or an Apple show,
which
like,
has
honestly,
never missed,
almost like anything other than Netflix show, I feel like it would have been better. Like, I don't know if that feels like judgy, but like I really do feel that way.
I don't know. It also goes to the fact that like it's obvious that Netflix didn't want to shell out for certain things, or that WB DC, that there was some weird thing there because I was rereading through the comics as I was waiting for season 2, and
I should read it through. I really
it's definitely worth it, and it's different enough from the show where it's really
something
good.
out of it.
You'll get something out of it. Mainly all of the DC references. Like Squatter Bloat is the demon that takes him to the Hades' throne room.
Mhm.
In the comics, it's Etrigan, but they couldn't use Etrigan,
What?
so it wasn't. Yeah, and like there's so many little things. Like
I love
Doctor
Etrigan. You know that Etrigan is like one of my like top 10 like DC characters.
Yeah, like Dr. Destiny, they don't ever really call they say he went by Dr. Destiny, but they call him John. And like that's one of my other big gripes too, just in general, because in the comics, Dr. Destiny is he doesn't care. He's apathetic, he's evil, he's not trying to help the world, he's not
You
delusional.
also
He
just
just
brought
wants
up
people to suffer as much as he does. He's evil. And it
mhm.
makes him like but I get the wanting to make a more compelling character, especially if they're going to be a bigger part of the show,
Yeah,
because he could have been a single episode.
right.
But they ended up expanding his
And like I
story
said,
with
I
Ethel
think the
Tricks and
actor
stuff.
was so good that maybe they were like, okay, we need more out of him. You know, like he is
We
gonna
paid
be
a
a
bunch
key,
for
right?
David
Like,
Thewlis,
you
and
know, like
same with like Gilbert, with the Fiddler's Green.
oh,
They
dude,
paid a
that's another
bunch for
huge
Stephen
green.
Fry.
Dude, what a high for me that Fiddler's Green was, dude. At the end when he goes back, like that was so good, man. Where he tells her
Mhm.
like to come like sit under the shade of his trees and like
So you're always
that
welcome.
was so good, man. Like I love that Dream can't punish him like in good conscience.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
he does with
also,
Galt and like the other ones, like he's very harsh. You know, like he's
mhm.
very like endless. Like I have to punish you because you've done something wrong. You know,
Yes, and
like
I love that they use him to show his growth, like how
yes,
Dream is slowly
yes,
growing, and like
hmm
the growth that he has is going to be incremental. The guy's been alive forever since
right,
existence began.
right.
So like
It's hard for him to
changing at
grow.
all,
Yeah,
change any of the endless to change at all is crazy.
right.
Like yeah,
Uh, but yeah, dude. I love that. Like when he was a human, he was still embodying, like, he was still fulfilling his purpose as the Fiddler's Green. Like, he was still giving people a place to feel safe, like when he protects Rose and, like, makes sure that he's the one that drives her because, like, she shouldn't go alone. You know what I mean? Like, still fulfilling that, like, role of, like, a safe haven. You know what I mean? Like, that was
yeah.
just so good to me, bro. That was, like,
That's
extremely good
another
writing.
character that's another character that the lines of dialogue were ripped straight from the comics. Him,
And
Death,
that's why it's so
uh
good
yeah,
because like and
exactly.
it's almost like I can tell what was Netflix dialogue writing and what was just like Neil Gaiman's dialogue writing. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean
kind of
like
crazy the like split of it
mhm,
because like
yeah. I want
yeah
to get to my biggest low, and I'm sure one of your biggest ones is Hector and Lyta Hall. While they are necessary to the story, they're very unnecessary in the amount. Like, for instance, she's not Rose's like friend and caretaker. She's not a part of Rose's story
to
at all.
me it was very strange to have a character be Hector Hall and not have it be Hector Hall.
Yeah. Or even the
Like
Hector Hall that was in the comics. Because in the Sandman comic, he was Sandman. Like, the two of the nightmares made him believe he was Sandman in the dreaming. And, like, he was kind of trying to protect the dreaming while Morpheus was gone.
hmm.
But they completely did away with that and had Jed be the Sandman as an homage to it. But, like, there was
Yeah,
really
just
no
like the
need for
name
him to be
drop
there.
was weird for me. Like cuz like the
Mhm.
name drop happened and I was like, "Oh, Hector Hall."
Hall.
And then
Yeah.
and then mm, and then nothing and then nothing and then he's gone and I was like, "Well, why didn't they just name him Adam?" Like like Stevens. Like
Yeah, I mean,
why use that if you're not going
because
to use it?
my thought process is that it's one of the few DC characters that Netflix was allowed to use, so they were like,
You know
"We're
what?
gonna just
I
cram in what we
okay.
can, I
I guess
guess."
I can see that. But like to me I was
I
like,
don't agree with it. I
duh,
don't agree with it, but I can
like
see the logic.
I guess I can follow the through line there too. Bro, you want to know one of my lows? And it's actually probably like one of my heaviest lows. Joanna Constantine.
That's why you stopped watching the first time too.
It
I
was.
had a feeling when I
I
watched it, I
really
was like,
didn't like it, dude. I
he's
really
gonna
didn't
have to
like
get
it. John
past it.
Constantine is top 5 DC character for me. Like
Yeah.
I love John Constantine. And it wasn't the gender swap that or calling her Tyne, even though I know that that's how like the right pronunciation is in my mind. I hate it so much.
Well, okay. Let me. In the comics, he's referenced as Teen. Mad Hetty is talking to him and is like, and says this, spells it out Teen because she pronounces it that way, and that's it. That's an English person in England pronouncing it that way because that's how it is in the comics. But
it bothers me
irregardless,
so hard. It bothers me so much. But then she also, so like, if it was just a gender swap, you know me, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm cool with those because it just doesn't matter to the character. But this
no,
time it did.
as long as
But
it
this
doesn't
time it
matter to the
did.
character, yeah.
And like she doesn't embody like she's not that like lowly, pathetic, like drunk, like desperate to do something good, like version of Constantine that is like so compelling.
Or even like the
as to what
apathetic,
he
like I
is.
kind of just want to be left alone, but I guess I'm gonna
Right.
have to go with you because
Like
you're so powerful.
that, like yeah, you know, like that, you know, like that, like I don't have a like apathetic. That's a really good way to put it. That like, which again, I don't know why they used Astra. I hate that. I hate that because I was just about to say because after in his story, after what happens to Astra, like he's just a nothing human. Like he just becomes that like pathetic, like apathetic, like unwilling hero. You know, you know what I mean? And like,
yes,
she just didn't embody any of those traits, and the ones she did felt like extraordinarily forced.
and she
Like,
was just a thief. You know, she was a supernatural thief. That's what she kind of. That's how she was written.
like
Was that
she
like
could have
she
been a
fenced
really good
magical
way
objects?
to use where I meant that special effects thing that they could have
Mm-hmm.
used to make the no action more interesting was to have Constantine be better, so that like she could have more screen time so that she could do more magic and then it looks flashy. You know, there's no things happen, but it looks good. And then that's entertaining to
Yeah.
people. But like, I
Again,
don't
I
think
think
they
it's
could
all
use
gonna
her
come
because
back
I don't
to.
think they were very like
I think
she
it
was
all comes
very
back to
good.
Netflix didn't want to shell out to make it,
And that
you
and
know,
that
what
too.
it is.
And that too. I hope season 2 is different
Me
in
too.
that sense. I
Yeah.
hope that season 2 has more special effects. I hope we get to see him with the helm. I hope we get to see
Mm-hmm.
his power like come
Mm-hmm.
out. You know what I mean? Because like so far, even at the climax with the Corinthian, it was pretty anticlimactic. It really came down to Dream just being there and being like, "You're done now," and him just being
That's
like,
the
"I'm
and
not
seeing
done,"
that.
and him being like, "You are though,"
Yeah.
and then it being done.
And that is like the unfortunate reality of the story of the Endless is that they are so powerful. The only people that could even challenge each other's might are each other, and they're forbidden from doing so.
Right.
Otherwise,
I guess
you know, the universe will come after them. So like
right.
it is tough to kind of show like the length of his power, but what I'm really excited for in season 2 is the rest of the family. I'm excited for
Mhm,
you to meet the
mhm.
rest of the family. I'm excited to just see more of the younger ones,
Because what are the
especially
other
the
ones?
youngest.
It's Destiny, it's Desire,
So
Despair.
from oldest to youngest, it's that are like in the show that I don't want to run, but it's
Yeah,
Destiny, Death, Dream, Desire, and her twin Despair
Despair,
are at the same time, and then there's Delirium, who used to be Delight,
Delirium.
and then the Prodigal is the seventh one. They haven't said his name. They won't say his name for a while.
I see. Does it
The
start
one
with
that
D?
left. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good. 'Cause I was gonna say, come on.
yeah. No. It's
I was about to
it's
be like, come on. There was a whole thing.
in season one. In season one, when Desire first calls Despair, and she's like, "Is it news of the prodigal?" That's who they're talking
Okay.
about. The
I
one
see.
that left,
Hmm,
the seventh
hmm.
one that left, who abandoned his duties.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
dude,
didn't want
I'm
to
really
be.
excited for season 2. Like, I
Hmm.
wasn't into this so much, but then like I'm definitely there. Like my lows with it are pretty low, but like the story is captivating enough to for me to want to keep watching. You know what I mean? Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
And it's promised to be short enough. Season 2 is the end of the story. There's not like a whole
Is it?
expansive story
I
to
didn't know
Morpheus.
that.
Yeah. So season his story ends with, especially with how they paced season 1 for the story. There's no way they get a third season out of this. And
Yeah.
then they I was thinking that, and then they announced that it's done after that. That his
Yeah.
story will be rounded out.
Word.
So we
Word.
will be back to talk to
Yeah.
you about the rest of Morpheus's story, probably later this week, actually.
Yeah, you guys tell us in the comments your highs, your lows
Mhm.
from this show, like what you thought, like what do you think of what we said? Did you like Joanna Constantine? Are you like you're absolutely wrong? She embodies Constantine because of this, and this. Please let me know because I would like to enjoy the character a little bit more than I do.
Yeah, again, I don't even know if she I mean, according to the story, she should be in season 2 and probably likely will be, but who knows in what capacity and what role. I'm just excited that I finally got you to watch it.
Dude, you
Yeah,
know me, bro. When it does the action, man, I
I
need
know.
it.
I
I
know.
need it.
That's why I told you to push to episode 6, the death and
Yeah.
Hobgadling episode.
Yes.
Hobgadling
That one.
episode.
That I really like that one. That was good.
Yeah, I knew that would get you. Well, again, please let us know what your thoughts are. We do appreciate you guys stopping by, and we will catch you guys with the next episode.
Peace.